It started with a comment. One I shouldn't have posted, but I did anyway. It was a Thursday night, nearly midnight. I was scrolling through a design community online, half bored, half angry at the world. A man had posted about professional integrity in creative work. His tone rubbed me the wrong way, sharp, self-assured, like he was lecturing everyone else. He wrote, "Respect your craft, not your ego." And I don't know why, but it hit something inside me. Before thinking, I typed, "People like you are the reason creative spaces feel toxic." I pressed enter, and that was that. Another meaningless online argument. At least I thought it was. 2 weeks later, I had a new job offer. A big step up, a downtown marketing firm. For once, I was excited, nervous, but proud. I'd worked hard for this. Late nights, rejections, endless self-doubt. Finally, something was going right. I stood in front of the mirror that morning, straightening my blazer, whispering to myself, "New city, new office, new me." If only I knew how wrong that would sound later. The building was stunning. Glass walls, marble floors, and that smell of ambition, coffee and printer ink. The kind of place where everyone walks fast and smiles fake. I checked in at reception. "Hi, I'm Avery, first day, marketing department." The receptionist smiled politely. "Welcome, please have a seat. Mr. Hayes will meet you shortly." Mr. Hayes. The name felt oddly familiar, like something I'd read online recently. But I brushed it off. I was too nervous to care. The door opened. A man in his early 30s stepped out. Tall, calm, clean-cut, with that quiet kind of authority you can feel before he speaks. He smiled faintly. "Avery, right? Welcome aboard." I stood up quickly, shaking his hand. "Yes, thank you, Mr. Hayes. I'm really excited to be here." His handshake was firm, his expression unreadable. Then, with that same calm tone, he said, "Funny, I thought you didn't like people like me." For a second, I couldn't breathe. It hit me like ice water. That voice, that name. The man from the design forum, the one I'd insulted. The one who said, "Respect your craft, not your ego." My stomach twisted. I could almost see my own words floating in front of me again. People like you are the reason creative spaces feel toxic. He turned and walked toward the office hallway. "Come on, let me show you around." And I followed, silent, flushed, drowning in my own regret. Every word he spoke that morning sounded perfectly normal, professional, polite, easygoing. But to me, each sentence felt like a reminder. "This is the workspace. That's your desk. We have a team sync at 10. I nodded at everything, pretending to listen, praying he didn't hate me. He didn't mention it again, didn't give me a look, didn't even seem angry. And somehow, that made it worse. That night, I couldn't sleep. My mind replayed the whole thing, his post, my comment, his calm face that morning. Why did I say that? Why did I assume I knew who he was from one sentence online? I'd always told myself I was honest, that I spoke my mind, but maybe I was just careless. Maybe I confused cruelty for confidence. Over the next few weeks, I watched him. Not in a weird way, but to understand how someone could be so composed, so centered. He listened more than he spoke. He gave credit before taking it. He made everyone feel heard, even the interns. And the more I saw him lead, the smaller I felt. Not because he made me feel small, because I realized how big my ego had been. Something changed in me after that. I started double-checking my words, not because I feared him, but because I respected him. I took on projects no one wanted, asked questions instead of pretending to know everything. For the first time, I listened more than I spoke. And weirdly, it felt good. Calmer, cleaner, like I was finally learning to grow up. One Friday afternoon, after everyone left, I knocked on his office door. He looked up from his laptop, smiled faintly. "Still here?" I said, voice trembling slightly. He nodded. "Sure, sit down." I took a breath. I owe you an apology, I said, for what I said online. It was stupid, thoughtless. I'm sorry. He leaned back in his chair, studying me quietly, then said, "You know what the funny thing is? I knew it was you when I saw your resume." I froze. You knew?" He nodded, still calm. "I read your application. I wanted to see if the person behind that comment could be different offline." He continued, "I don't hire perfection, Avery. I hire potential. Everyone's made mistakes. What matters is how they move after them." His voice wasn't angry. It was kind. And somehow, that was harder to handle. I nodded, trying not to tear up. "I just don't want that to be how you remember me." He smiled slightly. "Then don't let it be. Prove yourself in your work, not your apologies." After that day, everything changed. I stopped hiding behind sarcasm, started writing with empathy, started treating people, both online and off, like they mattered. I still made mistakes, but now I owned them. And I realized something. Respect isn't about agreeing with everyone. It's about remembering that every screen hides a story. 3 months later, I was promoted. When he handed me the envelope, he said, "You've done incredible work. You've grown, a lot." I smiled. "Thank you for giving me a chance." He replied, "You earned it. The comment didn't define you. Your growth did." And that was the first time I truly believed it. Now, whenever I see a comment section filled with anger, I scroll past. Because I know behind every username, there's a real person. Someone tired, someone trying, someone like me. And maybe that's the biggest lesson. You never know who's on the other side of the screen, or who you'll become when you start typing with kindness instead of ego. He was never just another man online. He was the reminder I needed that the words we throw into the void always find their way back to us.